So you click on a video, you think you're about to hear a story about a bunch of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion black belts getting in a fist fight in a club in Las Vegas, and instead you get this face that is turning 7.
Happy birthday, Georgia.
Happy birthday, girl. What do you want to say?
Thanks.
Or just hi.
Hi.
Oh, wow. Really, top-notch debut.
Amazing.
Now get out of here.
Bye, baby.
And we're back. A long hiatus that we apologize for.
Jesse left me.
I was in Las Vegas
several days.
for ADCC/CJI, and guess what? We are here to talk a little bit about what happened out there.
I don't know what happened, so.
Well, there was a fist fight in at the club where Xande Ribeiro, my sensei, professor, world champion, and now Hall of Fame ADCC inductee.
I like that word.
Had his huge bonanza at Tao. If I remember, I'll put some of the videos from the event in there. And there was a big fist fight, and someone decided to punch Gustavo, who is I would imagine, like, if you were going to go top 1,000 people in the world, least safe to punch, he would be
one of them.
Definitely one of them.
How'd that go for the other guy?
I think it's actually, there's just like this class of people, you don't even need to rank them. It's like if a regular person punches this person, they survive the next 2 minutes based on what the person decides. It was a massive fight right next to Steve, right next to all of these guys, like a huge brawl. So we're going to tell that story.
Amy was there too, huh?
Amy was right there.
Fun.
She was right there.
Oh, she got to see it happen.
She got to see it happen.
I'm just jealous I didn't get to see her.
It was, dude. When people told me Steve was there, I was like, impossible.
Impossible. At a club in Vegas.
That man of mystery.
Hell on earth for Steve.
That man of mystery, who I have more respect for than almost anyone in the world, would generally speaking choose basically everything over packed club in Las Vegas with people profiling, showboating, whatever. But that's how much he loves Xande.
And potential fights breaking out.
Correct.
Yeah, Steve doesn't like
Speaking
to be
of dudes, you did. He was right there too.
Yeah.
So we'll tell that story.
Okay.
We're also going to talk about Meghan Markle and
her hips.
See, the thing is, do you feel like? Actually, let me pose a question to you.
Yes.
When girls look at celebrity dudes that they think are hot.
Okay.
Obviously, there's the eyeball test. Then there's the personality test. Is there a part of your analysis where you hypothesize about whether they'd be good in bed or not, or is it kind of like
maybe?
You know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Kind of, right?
Yeah.
So I think that
goes into personality most of the time, though.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah,
but like typically will translate.
If they're like really confident, but then you see that they don't know how to dance. Like the dude from Magic Mike who was the big wolf from True, and everybody's like, that guy can't dance, and it's like Sofia Vergara left him.
Well,
you got to figure
she's a sexual creature.
She's a sexual creature. Now, if she is someone who likes for her dude to lay on his back and look nice, I would imagine that guy's packing a fucking unit. But
you would think.
Anywho, where I was going with this is I feel like in most cases there are women who are famous for a reason where you actually that thought is kind of off limits. Like like I would never ever think about the what's the princess married to William?
Kate, yeah.
I would never think about her like that. I would be like, wow, she's a beautiful woman.
Beautiful, like poised.
I would feel like a piece of shit if I even thought like, oh, I wonder what she's like in bed, because she's like a really, really classy, she doesn't carry it like that. Meghan Markle, also kind of a princess, but definitely not out of bounds to imagine. They
walked away from that life.
Yeah, okay? But even if she didn't, like the way she carries it,
just
garbage
human.
So we are going to get to find out together, you guys, because she went down and did some Colombian dancing.
Oh.
And so you got to see her move her hips. And I'm going to say this is very telling about whether
they don't lie.
Yeah, they don't lie, dude. Whether she, like banged her way into being a princess because it was so
Yeah.
He's like, I can't go another day without it. Or if she just mind fucked him. Now, the other topic we have to talk about today, which may be in a separate video, is about this Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds drama.
What's happening?
Her public profile has gone. I've never seen anything negative about her before, and she is like circling the toilet on the way down to like Meghan Markle status right now. I'll tell you the story afterwards. Okay. So those are the topics we are going to cover, and I'm very excited to do it. Again, apologize for the hiatus, but listen, when your friends are fighting for world titles and millions of dollars,
you gotta go.
You gotta go, dude. So go ahead and
someone has to watch the kids. Don't do that.
To the channel if you have not yet. We'd appreciate your subscription. And also, very important, go follow our new Instagram and TikTok. I know it's Real Play with Matches.
We'll tag it. We'll link it below. Just go click on it.
I will probably forget, but
we'll do it.
Real Play with Matches. And I will say this. I know when you go to the account, it says like 75 subscribers. It's impossible. It's those super famous guys that only have 75 followers. But it is us.
You got to start somewhere.
It's
and
brand new.
We're not the people that buy likes and follows because that's stupid.
Should we do that for like our start or something?
No, we really shouldn't.
You're right.
It screws you.
I would never think of doing that. I actually didn't know. I don't even know how to do it. And
it's not hard to buy them, but it totally screws you.
It does?
Yeah.
I've never paid for a single view or a subscriber in my entire life. But you did learn me that on the Instagram years ago.
And I built,
And now
I know what I'm doing.
Now look at you.
Now look at me.
All right, so here's the deal. Here is the deal. We are going to start with the story from the club. Okay, so it was Xande's Hall of Fame induction party at Tao, right? Like we're talking name on the marquee,
right?
Like
that's
huge,
so cool.
Like screens everywhere. I didn't realize it was that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like because like I said, the party started at 10:30 p.m., which is 12:30 p.m. my time. I was exhausted.
Is the Hall of Fame associated with ADCC?
It's the ADCC Hall of Fame.
Okay.
It was like.
Yeah.
Like the NFL Hall of Fame.
If they like scheduled it that weekend or if it was part of the event.
No. It was like he got inducted yesterday.
And ADCC, I'm sure everyone knows, but that's like the gold standard of being awesome at jiu-jitsu.
It is submission grappling. It's the equivalent of the Olympics for submission grapplers. It's once every 2 years. If anyone who's won an ADCC is in a class that is completely different than everybody else. You can win a million other world titles, but ADCC is the one that really matters.
Yeah.
So
it's on right now.
I'm looking at it right now.
It at the same time.
And one of our other competitors, Felipe Costa, who's kind of like the slightly younger version of Victor Hugo, his best friend, and like I love that kid, dude.
Every time he comes to the gym, I think this is like the sweetest, cutest thing. He will walk around to every single person when he walks in and say hi and shake your hand. Even the little kids, everyone.
And let me tell you something else about him. Right now, looking at him, like, because they're just people I know and enjoy immensely.
They're like friends.
Love these guys, dude. I was looking at him just now because he just won his first match against Jacob Couch, who was like, it's a very scary match, and he submitted him too. He is a shockingly good-looking fucking Brazilian dude.
Felipe?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a beautiful man.
And with these guys' hair like blonde and like, dude, I was like,
the blonde
bro,
hair. No offense, Felipe, but
give this kid an ADCC championship, and he is going to be
he's a good poster boy.
He's going to do real well, dude.
He's adorable.
Anyway, so like, and I was his submission dummy for practice. Like literally,
So basically, you just won ADCC.
I basically contributed at least like 0.01% to that victory but I really am like a phenomenal pre-ADCC partner because I'm very strong, just good enough at jiu-jitsu to where he has to use good jiu-jitsu to beat me, but when he uses good jiu-jitsu, he is going to beat me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Anyway, so
he's our kid's one of their favorite coaches.
He's amazing.
I love him.
Yeah. He's so great, dude.
Who was it? One of them's like, I learned it so good from Coach Felipe. I forget which
one. It was
Jen,
with her armbar from the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there's the story. So we get there at 10. Like I go with Jonah, who's a dude who was staying with me, Victor, and Felipe, and everybody, and like we get to the casino at like 10:15. I'm like, we'll just have a couple drinks, play a little blackjack. I just wanted to, because I don't usually drink that much when I go out, but if I'm doing Tao and I'm going to be there super late, like I don't like the process of drinking alcohol. So we sat, oh my God, I forgot to tell you. So I sat playing blackjack at the Venetian, and what do they usually offer you if you order a shot at a casino?
Garbage.
Blackjack. Correct. I ordered Casamigos, and they brought me. I ordered 2 shots at once. They brought them both out. I took the first one, and I'm like, "This is really Casamigos." She's like, "Of course." So I ended up taking like 6 shots of Casamigos, playing blackjack before we even went.
Nice.
Dude, it's unbelievable. Like, we're staying at Venetian now for that, just for that reason.
Because they have Casamigos.
And they will give it to you for free.
Yes.
While you lose money at the table. But anyway, so I was 6.
You did not win?
I did not win, but I didn't lose very much either. I just didn't play very much.
So you probably just bought your shots.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I probably lost about $150 total that night.
I mean, 6 shots of Casamigos.
I was just going to say, Jonah bought like a round of three drinks at Tao, and he came up to me, he's like, dude, that cost $140. I was like, oh yeah.
Alcohol in Vegas is so expensive.
I bought a bottle for the table, like, because the table, like,
how much was a bottle?
$340, which is like, that was the friends.
I was gonna guess like $1,000.
That was the friends and family price.
Yeah. Wow.
Right? Yeah, friends and family price.
So,
anyway, so this night was super fun. The place was completely wild. It was incredibly packed. Everyone was having the best time ever. And this huge fight breaks out. Like, so we had a table that was right here. I'm standing on the table, like, with everybody else. Shunji's kind of floating between the two. Like, most of the people from our crew are like at this table. Steve, Gustavo, Brian from the other, like, that owns the other one in it's in California. I can't remember which one it is, but he's like basically the 3 last people on the face of the earth that you would ever want to direct violence in your direction in an uncontrolled capacity. Yeah. It was them that were right there.
Okay.
So this huge fight breaks out, whatever, and they aren't involved directly in the fight.
These people are not part of your group. The fight.
No.
It's a random fight. Random fight,
but a huge one. Girls, guys, whatever.
Oh God.
So one of the guys is spazzing out, like, afterwards, like, whatever. And Gustavo just kind of we don't really know why the guy did it. I am, like, having talked to Gustavo last night and then just kind of hypothesizing in my mind. I think Gustavo looked like, as the guy was being dragged out, kind of
gave
just
him a look.
Looked at him in a way that was so condescending about how sorry his violent attempt was. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like something, but like not just looking at him like, that's how you fight, dude?
Yeah.
And that's not what he said. That's not what anyone said. I am only hypothesizing because the guy punched Gustavo in the stomach on his way.
The stomach?
Like he was getting hogtied out, and he gave him a body shot. And so Gustavo sat there and he waited, and he was just like, so I just kind of was like, I just waited for a second. He's like, and then when he was like, right, he's like, bam. He's like, I gave him one to the gut. And so the guy,
while security has him?
Yeah. So the guy wigs out and tries to get at Gustavo, and the security apparently knows a little jiu-jitsu also, and they just choke the guy unconscious.
Unconscious?
Unconscious, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's lucky because, he could have got to Gustavo and he could have decided to, just remove his elbow or his shoulder. Shoulder lock him in 1 second and just...
And a choke, like a rear naked.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, because he's like taking him out that way. So I'll choke from the back, I guess. I didn't see that part.
Wild.
But yeah.
Unconscious. Can you imagine how embarrassing?
I mean, you won't remember it, at least,
Everyone else does, and now it's
you won't remember it. I wish there was a video of it. But it's like,
I'm sure there is somewhere.
The funny thing about that, and then also yesterday, Yippee, my Armenian friend, the Six Blades, new Six Blades black belt, like won multiple world titles at brown belt. Just got his black. He's a stud, dude. You've met him before, I think.
Probably. I know I've heard his name a million times.
Yeah, he's awesome. He and Jonah went to a coffee shop yesterday, and apparently there was like a table of guys there that it was, I don't know, some kind of interaction between him and the employee working there where they're like, you're not allowed to eat here or something.
Okay.
And there were like 4 guys at a table eating, and Yippie's like the least confrontational guy in the world, like intentionally.
Right.
He's the one that I told you.
Of his old self.
He's like, that's the old me.
Yippee.
Yeah. Like, tattoo on his arm of a skull with a knife through it, and he's like, he's like very intentionally non-confrontational. But so I guess he just kind of was like, well, he's like, what are they doing? Are they working here? something like that. And these 4 guys that like were kind of like ghetto and tatted up started mouthing off to Yippee and Jonah. And so we were talking about it after, and Yippie's like, I don't know, man. He's like, I kind of wanted to punch those guys a little bit. Like, just like that. He's like, I don't know, man. Like, just kind of. And they were telling me the story, and I'm like, there's just something so funny about like mouthy, untrained, ghetto dumb fucks.
Yeah.
And situations just like
you
that.
Never
like,
know
guy
who you're, like,
punched Gustavo.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, okay, like he literally has no idea. That's what's so, that's what's so funny about it. He's like, you punched him, and then he didn't kill you. Yippee and Jonah's a blue belt, but he's he's doing world masters, and he's 207 pounds. Like, he'd mop all 4 of them by himself. Yeah. And it's just like, you know, like in their mind, they're all, dude, we probably should, you know, like, what were those guys like? The way, like to each other, they're like, the motherfucker's lucky we didn't get up. You're all, oh yeah, lucky, huh? Yeah. There's just like this world of that. Oh, Lovato's fighting.
I was describing Xande to someone, and I'm like, he's basically like arguably like one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners in the world. I'm like, he could kill. I was with the kids. I'm like, he could probably kill like all 4 of us with his pinky. Like, he's just you guys. In a different
you guys
class
are basically human. Like. You guys would be the equivalent to him to like you squashing a bug.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like there wouldn't be a single.
Would be dead as of this moment, though. A guy on our team is fighting in the quarterfinals. So if I flip out Lovato, so if I flip out, we were hanging out with him the whole week before. Okay. He was in game mode, dude. Like, I asked him, I'm like, hey, so you were showing me where if you know, on that cross, you know, when the person's in high knee shield, you put their armpit. I'm like, you use that arm to like go underneath their shoulder, and he answered it, and then I realized, I'm like, oh, he doesn't want to coach this week. Yeah. Like, he's in fucking war mode. Yeah. That was the last question I asked him, like that. Anyway, but so I don't know. There's just something so funny about the naivete of people because that's exactly how I was when I was, you know, like in college, as an example. Yeah. Like, I really believed I was the fucking toughest guy on the face of the earth. Like, the idea of me losing a fight was unfathomable to me. Right.
Well, and everyone in Chico was probably not trained, but like if you're in Vegas during ADCC, you got to know that there's some people there that know some jiu-jitsu. It's just one of those things. Like, as soon as he literally just did the technique that I was just talking about. So maybe he did want to train. No. He's saying it's something that he used, but he taught us at the seminar. Yeah. Anyway, but like, yeah. It's just this weird like naivete that a lot of people live inside of. That's funny to think about. If you're not part of that community, you don't really understand what they're capable of. Correct. You know? It's like because and in your wildest dreams, you would never imagine to encounter them at Starbucks or wherever they were, but during ADCC in Vegas. That's why people get. That's why a certain personality type gets addicted to jiu-jitsu, is because if you're like me and you have spent any portion of your life thinking you're the hardest dude on earth, and then you go in and do jiu-jitsu, which is a fight. Yeah. You know, people are like, jiu-jitsu's not a fight. Oh yeah, it's not. Are you sure? Like, you do it, and then someone who is significantly smaller than you that you would look through. Very, you know, like at a club, you'd look at you and be like, shit, I'll mop that guy. Yeah. And they're a blue belt. Like, they're not even like a super high rank. Yeah. And they choke you out three times in a row. You're like, what in the fuck? Yeah. It will blow your brain apart. And you're like, okay, this can't be my life now. Because now everywhere I go, I think everyone can do this to me. So you have to start training. Yeah, exactly. So Giselle started at a new school, our 7th grader. And she's like, I'm not telling anyone that I know jiu-jitsu. I'm like, you want to like keep it tight, like it's like your superpower, like Clark Kent Superman type shit. And she's like, exactly. That's dumb. No, I mean, she's like telling, like she's let it out a couple times. That's what, yeah. People, you don't want to be the one to be like, I know jiu-jitsu. Yeah. You leak it out slow so they tell people. That's what she's doing. But like, she's not wearing like her jiu-jitsu shirts or like, you know, saying that she got double gold at the last tournament. She's just like, yeah, like, I do jujitsu. And she's like, a couple of people who found out, they were like, you do jujitsu? Like, they can't imagine this like beautiful little blonde creature grappling.
That's what I tell everybody when I'm talking about my daughters doing jujitsu.
That is disgusting.
What is? Ew, what is that?
I don't know.
Ew, you guys. Gabrielle spit on my microphone thing. Ew, Gab.
Like a loogie.
Why did you do that?
That was nasty.
Why did you do that?
That thing.
I think it was her.
Definitely me.
But yeah, like, I always say that when I'm talking about my daughters doing jiu-jitsu, well, especially Giselle, because she's so nasty. I'm like, you would never in a million years guess. You would never look at her.
Yeah.
And be like, oh yeah,
she's a badass.
that kid's probably the girl who could like kill all these other little girls with her bare hands. But
it is very comforting as a mom to know that your kids could handle themselves if they needed to. Like, you don't want to get into it with her. I mean, she could do damage on me now.
Yeah. She doesn't really understand how treacherous she would be in a street fight because
she's never been in one.
They think of street fight as different than jiu-jitsu. Like, cause like, that's what I'm saying
about
the
matches that they're in now too are, she's against other gray belts who are
that's what I'm
trained.
saying.
Yeah. Like if a new white belt came in and tried to come.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's literally like, it would be like fighting a person on the very first day of jiu-jitsu and you're allowed to go 100% on them. I'm like, it's over.
There is no middle school fights. They're just like,
there's no, like, have you ever seen, like, how often do you see a teenage girl get starched unconscious by a punch? That does not happen, which means.
I mean, there were those horrible videos. What was that, last year or the year before? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, that girl punched the girl and then we kicked her or whatever.
Yeah,
but like,
and she was like convulsing.
But that girl was
my worst nightmare. Like
this beforehand, just waiting to get punched and whatever. But like, bottom line is, you start a fight with Giselle, she is going to, it's just going to go muscle memory, Like I told you the story about the black dude at my school who's 65, like 120 pounds. I didn't tell you about this. He's like 100, he's like knocking. Literally 125 pounds probably. Black dude. He's hilarious. He's like, man, he's been with Xande for 15 years. He's a brown belt. And he was telling us that like this huge Crip guy started screaming at someone in at a gas station. Anyway, long story short, they got into a fight and the guy was so much bigger that he was able to like knock him down. He's all, man, I don't know. And then the muscle memory just kicked in and I just triangle choked him. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, unconscious? He's like, yeah, unconscious. He's like, and then when he woke up, I had just loosened it up enough to where I was going to see if he was still going to keep fighting. And he's like, when the guy woke up, he started fighting again. So I choked him unconscious again. And he said that the second time when the dude woke up, he got up and ran the other way. And then he said that the next time he actually saw the guy again and the dude just went rip. Yeah. Like this dude that I'm talking about cannot win in a physical altercation against anyone. That's not a thing that can happen. You know what I mean? But
the birthday baby's back.
Except he can.
Can we go to Emma's house until we leave?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Love you.
You look so pretty with your hair like that.
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah, I mean, but again, she just won't know unless she actually has to use it. I mean, hopefully
she doesn't have to.
I hope she doesn't have to, but I do love the idea that if she did have to,
but it's already
that she would be attached to their back like a monkey with their like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh man, this is the best.
I mean, it's already like starting with I mean, she's beautiful. The new girl in school, she's like there's a lot of attention on her. We'll put it that way.
Oh, as the new girl?
As the new girl, which, everyone's being super nice so far, but we also know that there's girls or there's going to be a boyfriend of a girl who tries to get her number. So, you know what I mean? These things happen. I've seen it a lot in middle school. So I hope that it doesn't come to that also because because we got her transferred in, she doesn't actually go to the school. So she knows that if she gets into it, like they could kick her out. So she's on her best behavior. Come
on!
Oh.
Yes! Let's fucking go!
Our guy won.
Whoa!
In the...
Let's fucking go!
Yes.
Semifinals, son. Fucking guillotine. Semifinals.
That's very exciting. Oh.
Let's fucking go, son. Anyway.
The most ADD video
oh my God.
ever.
Oh my God, that was such a sick fucking choke too. Sorry for that interruption. I'm just kidding.
You got very excited.
Lovato by guillotine. He's going to day 2 because that's what's so the way ADCC works is you have day 1. It's like you get to the quarterfinals, then the round of 16, then the quarters, and you have to win 2 matches to get to the championship day, which is Sunday. This is Lovato's last ADCC. He made that absolutely crystal clear. He said it to my class. He said it whatever. This is the last one he's doing. This guy, dude, no one loves competing more than this guy. He loves it.
How old is he? Why would it be his last?
He's like 40 something. Yeah, he's done it. He retired from MMA, the undefeated Bellator world champion, awesome. In MMA. Mm-hmm. But grappling is a shit, dude. Oh my God. If he fucking wins
grappling,
ADCC,
you can do longer than taking hits to the face.
Wait, so what weight class? So Philippe will be up again soon. Okay, so this is the end of this video. We're gonna now.
Thanks for sticking around.
We're gonna go to the Meghan Markle one now. We're gonna talk about that in a separate video. Love you guys. Bye bye.